What's cracking? Man, I know I've been looking real crazy. Looking job like crazy lately, but it is what it is, man. You know, I realize like, man, when you out here and you trying to make a living and you on your own, bro, fam, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do. I got a job. I'm blessed to have a job. But, if we're gonna be honest, man, that joint ain't really doing what it's supposed to be doing. I made a whole bunch of crazy mistakes, putting people in front of my own needs my whole life, loving people that I thought that, you know what I'm saying, had my best interests in mind, drugs and alcohol, partying, wanting to be Mr. Popular. And then once the party stops and it's time to, going about your business, yo, you gonna realize you standing there by yourself, bro. You standing there by yourself. So I just say to the young folks, man, take care of yourself, bro. People are gonna call you selfish. People are gonna say like, you know what I mean? They're gonna call you names. They're gonna say, derogatory names and stuff like that. I can't say it on here because you get blocked, but yo, you gotta take care of yourself, fam. For real, you gotta take care of yourself because as soon as you can't take care of others, it's over, yo. It's over. Like they love you as long as they can use you, as long as you're beneficial. As soon as you go to a place where it's like, you know, you ain't needed or shoot, the economy is slipped. There's people who's making six figures that had to take a pay cut and their whole life has changed. People who they thought was in their corner, they realize like these people was just there because it's beneficial. But you know what I mean? Being a middle class brother, you know what I'm saying? I used to make pretty good amount of money. I'm all right, but before COVID and during COVID, it was eating. My homeboy was telling me, yo, you want to go get a trade? You need to get a trade. But I'm like, man, if I get a trade, it'll take me away from my family, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just going to raise my kids right now. And then when my kids are 13, so I'm like, I think at the time it was like 9, 10. But I'm like, man, we going to be all right. We going to ride this thing out. I'm going to focus on my kids. After COVID, you know, the cost of living changed. Now they say lots of issues in the family come from finances. Shit's real, bro. Shit's real. It don't matter how much you're present. When a man's finances ain't in place, he not gonna be himself. So you'll be there, but you won't be there because you thinking like, man, my kids are growing. I gotta make this happen. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna be a void in your mind. And then I know people who work just for their woman to leave them because they wasn't spending time. It's like a balance between time and money. And I know people who got the money and let their physique go, and then their woman still don't love them. So, bro, you on your own. You really gotta be a well-rounded individual nowadays. You gotta look max. You can't let your hair go like I did. Like I was taking an oath and it just got out of control. It's helped me because it's kept me from being too far up shit's creek because I mean certain things I don't do, even though I do make mistakes. But it made me realize like you definitely gotta hustle, you gotta grind, you on your own out this junk because the way people look at me, they're like, man, I don't want to do business with you. I can't get a job sometimes. I can't, what I mean, go certain places because people look at me weird. Like, look at me, I look crazy, man. I look crazy, but I got a good personality though. But that don't mean nothing, you know. what I could have done, I should have done, was focus on becoming the best version of myself. I've been through a lot of people's funerals, and most of the men, when you go to their funerals, people are like, "Oh yeah, he was a good guy. He gave me rides. He gave me money. He came over and he helped me do this. He helped me do that." But it's never like, man, he had a genuine good personality. I loved his smile. I love when he walked into a room. He was like a beacon. He was the life of the party. You don't hear that, man. You don't hear that. It's always what a man can do for somebody else. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. So, young man, you're on your own, bro. You're on your own. You can't turn to your wife for advice. You can't tell her like, yo, it's stressful out here, because a real man's supposed to handle that. You can't tell her like, I had to make some cut in the expenses. We can't continue to live the way we live. Well, her friends don't got to do that. So what you doing wrong? You can't get sick, because that's a weakness, a sign of weakness. You can't play the game, because if you play the game too much, that's boring. You gotta make sure you getting money to keep people excited, keep people engaged. Your kids is gonna grow. You gotta take them places. You gotta do things with them. You can't vent to nobody, because I swear to God they'll use it against you. Man, just get a therapist and a dog or something, man. You can't even vent to your homeboys because they don't want to hear that shit. I heard something the other day. It's like, man, the only reason that your friends listen to you is because they love you in some sort of way. But other than that, man, they don't want to hear your shit. They don't want to hear you talk about how life is hard, how your kids don't listen, how your wife want to be outside, how your job people, man, nobody gives a fuck, man, for real. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? So I see why people be crashing out, man. Why people be deleting themselves. Why people, you know, when the police come to get them, it seems like they on the end of their rope, because there's a lot of pressure out here, man. Damn, I done lost my light. But I guess that's it, man. Y'all be easy.